Viewers, welcome to the program. Today, I will be reporting from Garissa County, where I will host a number of residents to assess the legacy of Hon Aden Duale. As you know, Duale is the majority leader in the National Assembly, and as such, the number 3 political leader in the Jubilee Party. He's also the most senior politician from Somali community today, and one of the most experienced serving his 3rd term. Duale takes credit for much of the Jubilee government development projects in northern Kenya in the recent years, including this road where I am. The road starts from Modika and now it's nearly at Modogashe to all the way to Mandera County. I'm Abdurrahman Rashid Farah, Editor-in-Chief, ARF Media.
Aden Duale is the Member of Parliament for Garissa Township and the leader of the majority in the National Assembly. Now in his 3rd term, Duale came to the parliament in a different party each of the 3 times. His first election in 2007 was in the ODM ticket. After differences with the party, he joined the URP in 2013 and won his 2nd bid on that party. In 2017, he joined the Jubilee Party, which was created out of the mega of the URP and TNA parties. In his capacity as the majority leader, Duale is the 3rd senior most political leader in the Jubilee Party after President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy, Dr. William Ruto. In addition to this constitutional position, Duale is also the chairman of the Northeastern Somali Members of the Parliament and the patron of 105 MPs from pastoral communities throughout Kenya. In one-on-one interview with ARF Media at his residence in Garissa Town, Duale spoke about his political experience and the legacy he has earned in the 3 years he has represented the constituency. He says his politics is based on development. At his first election, Garissa Town did not have electricity connection. Power was generated from unreliable diesel generators. Today, Garissa is connected to the national grid. Electricity problems are history. From the days when Garissa had tertiary learning institutions, Garissa today has a campus of the Kenya Medical Training College, far from 12 primary schools that existed then. Now there are 60 public primary schools from 3 public secondary schools. Now there are 14. The constituency has less than 4 kilometers of tarmac road. Now it has more than 70 kilometers. Duale also takes credits for the Jubilee government's construction of the tarmac road that will connect Garissa, Wajir, up to Mandera. The road has reached now Modogashe. The same record of transformation is replicated in higher education and other development sectors.
3rd term Member of Parliament.
Yes.
What will you say in your legacy in the leadership in Garissa Township Member of Parliament?
Number 1, I am serving my 3rd term in Parliament, and I have come through 3 different political parties. I joined Parliament in 2007 under the Orange Democratic Movement. Midway, I left ODM and had a difference with them on ideological and political issues. And in 2013, I stood on the United Republican Party, which the people of Garissa again voted in. And in 2017, I was voted in under the new, powerful, biggest national party in our country today called Jubilee. And all this time, people have been electing me based on my track record in terms of development. When I was becoming a Member of Parliament, my constituency had less than 12 or 13 primary public schools. Today, there are over 60. There were less than 3 secondary schools. Today, there are over 14 public secondary schools that I have built through CDF. When I was becoming a Member of Parliament, this town had less than 3-4 kilometers of tarmac. Today, this town has close to about 70 kilometers. The tarmac goes all the way to Modika, Nuno, to Modogash on its way to Wajir. When I became a Member of Parliament, this town was, the electricity was through generators. Today, Garissa is connected to the national grid. When I was becoming a Member of Parliament, there was no single middle-level college or university. Today we have the College of Kenya Medical Training College, the best in the region. We have the National Polytechnic, which gives our youth the skill training. We have the Teachers Training College. We have the university. Today, in fact, Islamically, even we have the first Islamic university, Al-Mustaqbal University. We have Ummah University branch here. When I was becoming a member of parliament, there were less than 3 or 4 Islamic schools, madrasas. Today, there are over 48, secondary, primary combined. Today, the whole of my constituency is connected to electricity. Even the ones in the rural areas, even those who have the Somali hut called Herio, they have power. Today, through the help of the county government, water has been improved to about 70%. The biggest success of my leadership is bursary to secondary schools. Since 2007 to date, I have been issuing every year over 25 million to poor students. So if you go to any part of Nairobi in Kenya, you'll find students who are now working, some of them in big organizations, who went through and learned through my bursary. Above all, since 2007, there are over 15 medical doctors now working who went through my hand, through either scholarship or through fundraising. So, alhamdulillah, and that is the reason why in the last election, in all the Jubilee candidates that will fight for seats, including the president, the governor, the senator, the women rep, the votes I got were the more higher, and I bet my competitor by over 10,000 votes. So the people of this place are great. It's a cosmopolitan town. All the clans, all the communities, all the religions who live in Garissa have a lot of confidence in my leadership. It's the leadership that gives them equity. Hatubagui kabisa. I don't know who the students are. They are from every community. My leadership represents a peaceful coexistence, cohesion. So nobody feels that he's marginalized in my constituency.
I asked Duale about the political climate that has made this development possible, and he paid tribute to President Uhuru Kenyatta's leadership. Duale said that President Kenyatta had put the Somali community in Kenya in the mainstream of his administration.
I really want to thank President Uhuru Kenyatta. President Uhuru Kenyatta has put the Somali community in northeastern and every part of the country in the mainstream of his administration. Never again have you seen Somalis in key positions in any successive government than under Uhuru Kenyatta. You have 2 cabinet ministers, you have a host of permanent secretaries, you have a host of Somali men and women working in constitutional commissions, you have me in parliament as the leader of majority, you have the DPP who is from this region, you have the Deputy Inspector General of Police now, you have the former chair of IEBC, and you'll find it everywhere, county commissioners, provincial commissioners, deputy permanent secretaries. So the Somali community is second to none in the administration of Uhuru Kenyatta. Never again. And I hope those who will come. His father never gave him such a positions. Moi didn't give us such a positions. And even Mwai Kibaki. Number 2, you have seen for the first time in the history of Kenya under Uhuru Kenyatta, the national grid has reached Garissa. Under Uhuru Kenyatta, you have seen the road, now you can reach Modogashi in 1 hour. And the contract for Modogashi, Habaswene, Wajir will be started next week. It's under Uhuru Kenyatta that the first university has been established. So Uhuru Kenyatta is a Somali elder, in my opinion. He has a very soft spot for Somalis. He's a very good friend of mine, and I am sure the people of the Somali community will remember him.
Thank you, sir.
I also wanted to know from Duale how he retained his seat for the leader of the majority for 2 terms in every competitive political environment. He credits his re-election to his achievement in his first term and to his loyalty to the Jubilee Party at all levels.
Or the party at large. Remember that Kithure Kindiki was a leader of majority party in the Senate.
Yes.
And he never retained that. But you retained for the second time.
I think because number one is I have delivered my mandate as a leader of majority. So my party bosses, the president is happy with my work, the deputy president is happy with my work, the Jubilee leadership in parliament are happy with my work, the rank and the file membership are happy with my work, and in a parliamentary group meeting, they endorsed my re-election twice, and I want to thank them. I am not better than the other members of parliament from the Jubilee coalition. They are equally competent to serve, but I was given that opportunity and I have delivered it. And number two, I am committed to my work and I am committed to making sure that the government agenda in parliament sails through at whatever cost. So myself and Speaker Muturi, we are committed to make sure that government does not fail in parliament. Thirdly, I think after commitment, I am also very, very loyal to my party. Loyalty counts, and I am loyal to my party leader, I am loyal to the deputy party leader, and I am loyal to the general rank and file, and the whatever Jubilee stands for, I am committed. So that's why my party felt and have shown me confidence in that twice.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa.
Without a doubt, Duale has become a political kingpin for larger northern Kenya, so I asked for his opinion about the 2022 Kenyatta succession politics. He said he was in Deputy President William Ruto's corner.
Yes, in 2013 and in 2017, myself and other leaders from the Somali community and northern Kenya, we put our foot down, we campaigned for our candidate Uhuru Kenyatta, and 98% of the MCAs, members of parliament and governors, 99% are in the Jubilee Party. Number two, so I am the chairman of the Northeastern Somali members of parliament. Number two, I am the patron of the 105 pastoralist members of parliament and senators. And end of this month, we are going to have a major conference in Garissa. And I can tell you, come 2022, beginning with the President Uhuru Kenyatta, to all the rank and file, and myself as the captain of the pastoralist team, we will deliver each and every vote and every seat, inshallah, for none other than our deputy party leader, Honorable Dr. William Ruto. So I am convinced he has whatever it takes, he has a track record, and that is the candidate I'm going to work for.
What of his own plans for 2022? Well, he wants to be campaigning to be MP again and the majority leader.
For myself, I think let's reach 2022 and see which other seat is available for me. I don't think I'll go back to the leader of majority again.
Thank you so much.
Duale, who hails from Abudwa community, he established a cordial relations with leaders from other clans and ethnic group resident in Garissa. How did he manage to bring people together?
I think all the communities, every Somali clan in the world that exists has a voter in my constituency. So the Somali, I can confidently say that I am a true leader of the Somali community, based on the voting arithmetics in my constituency. So my constituency is a home to the Somali community. They have confidence in me. Somalis, non-Somalis, my clan, other clans, Muslims and Christians, because my politics is the politics of equity. The moment you practice a politics of equity and justice, and each and everybody who you represent, whether he voted for you or not, always will have a piece of the cake of development and bursary in your constituency, people will have confidence in you. So number one rallying call is that. Number two, I have heavily invested in religious issues. I have worked with the sheikhs, And my campaign sometimes goes to the mosques and madrasas. And that is where people of every community merge. So I have a lot of confidence in the religious leaders, in the elders, youth, professionals. And today, if you see the number of people from Northeastern Province who are now in the national government, it's courtesy of me and my other colleagues in Parliament.
Thank you.
Among his achievements as Member of Parliament, none is closer to Duale's heart as the improvements in education.
Number one, in fact, in the last 10 years, every 100 students from Northeastern Province who are top in KCPE or KCSE, 85 of them come from my constituency. Every year, the secondary schools around here in my constituency, minimum, they send between 600 to 1,000 students to universities. And as Nelson Mandela one time said, education is the key to social justice and equity. The Somali community is a very hard-working community. So the only thing that they need so that they become a very, very powerful community, they are good in business, they are hard-working, is education. The more we have more doctors and more engineers, more lawyers. Today I am proud to say that when you walk in Nairobi, the Somali lawyers are close to about 200. So education is the only thing that can change my people. Today, the students that I've educated have come back, they are working, they have built houses, modest houses for their parents, they are giving them a good bill. So if your child is educated, he will get a good job. If your child is educated, he will have an impact in the life of that family, on his siblings. So education, both secular and religious, is one of my cornerstone policies in my constituency.
Thank you. Mheshimiwa, finally, give us an assessment.
He also believes that devolution has led to faster development in northern Kenya. He said that devolution is the savior of the northern Kenyan people, despite challenges of corruption, mismanagement of funds, clanism, and favorism.
Yes, devolution is one of the reasons, and Kadi's Court is one of the reasons why the people of northern Kenya voted for the new constitution in 2010. Devolution has a lot of challenges. Clanism, corruption, mismanagement. But I can tell you with all those challenges, devolution is still the best thing we have ever had in Northeastern Province. Today, we can decide where to take water. Today, we get a lot of resources. Today, we can employ our people.
Duale promised to fight for more resources to go to the counties. He said that this should be a key priority for constitutional changes. Should be there be a referendum. He will support that 70% of the national government revenues be allocated to the counties.
There will be a referendum. The only thing I'm going to support in a referendum is to make sure that 70% of the money in the national government be brought to the devolved units. So devolution is the savior of the people of northern Kenya. We need just to make sure that we manage the challenges, including corruption, mismanagement, and clanism.
After the one-on-one interview with Duale, we went to film some successful projects that were initiated or supported by the Member of Parliament. We started at 2 tarmac roads that Duale built, this being Garissa Ndogo Road and Sankuri Road. These roads have made it easier for the locals to move goods and do their business. On building schools under CDF Kitty, Duale heavily invested in many schools, both primary and secondary. We visited ADC Primary School, where many classrooms were built, a borehole dug for the school, and some renovation done. We also went to Garissa Township Sub-County Police Station, where sometimes back, criminals banged the office, according to Mr. Aaron Moriasi, the Sub-County Police Commander. After the offices were burnt down, Duale CDF Kitty constructed new offices and brought the station to its current status as one of the modern police stations in the country.
Thank you very much. My name is Aaron Moriasi. Currently, I'm the Sub-County Police Commander here in Garissa, and I have been here close to 3 years now. From the security side aspect is that there's relatively good security in Garissa, and the morale of the officers is high. Let me say that from the time we had the Garissa University attack, from then up this time round, we have not had any major security incident within Garissa town. As you are aware, this office was not there before. We were operating from a tiny office. This office had been pumped completely by criminals, and the investigations are ongoing. But with the help of the Member of Parliament, Hon Aden Duale, Majority Leader, he was able to reconstruct this office. Now we are fully housed, and we are able to serve members of the public.
Half an hour from Garissa town, we drove to the Raya where Kenya Electricity Transmission Co. Limited Kentraco Garissa substation is located. Here, Kengen and Rural Electrification Authority are putting up a solar power plant. Kengen generates power and feeds into Kentraco, which then transmits the power to substation of Rural Electrification Authority. The key function of Kentraco is the protection of the substation and transmission of lines. The solar work between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m., after which the hydroelectric power takes over. If the hydropower fails, the Garissa solar will be able to supply the whole nation. I spoke also to Hon Aden Ismail, Member of County Assembly Butte Ward and Chairperson of 4th Committee in the County Assembly of Wajir, Hon Buno, Member of County Assembly Dejabula Ward and Chairperson of Labour Committee in the Assembly, the Regional Coordinator of Subkem in Northeastern Province, Dr. Aden Yunus, Mr. Abubakar Mohammed Aden, a Garissa youth activist, and Mr. Samuel Wahome, a border operator in Garissa town. All the gentlemen agreed that Duale's position as leader of majority has an impact in Northeastern Province.
Thank you very much, Abdurrahman. I am privileged to be here. My name is Honorable Aden Ismail, a member of the County Assembly Wajir representing Butte Ward, and by extension the chairperson for Medical, Public Health and Sanitation Committee of the County Assembly. I am privileged to be here. Thank you for your question. To begin, the majority leader is an office which has been created by the Constitution 2010 and Article 108 of the Constitution regarding offices of Parliament and the leaders of parties that constitute the National Assembly. Honorable Aden Duale is the first occupant of the said office, and as we know, he has come over time to represent himself as the majority leader of the party with the highest number of members of the National Assembly. It has come that the majority leader, Aden Duale, is somebody who understood the constitutional function of the majority leader, and he has carried himself with all what it takes to lead the party that makes the government of the day for the second consecutive term. As you have clearly asked, Aden Duale, as we know, has earned himself to be one of the seasoned politicians in the country, and he has utilized his position as the majority leader, and he has proved a point many a times to make sure that government businesses that he is entitled to push and marshal for, and he has been able to prove to Kenyans that he has all what it takes. That's the reason, to my understanding, that led to him being given a second chance by the party leaders towards improving or using his position to improve the Somali community. First of all, by him in that office is a prestige and a name for the ethnic Somali community of this country, because as we all know, for the last 56 so years of independence, the region he comes from has been lagging behind in terms of development and social infrastructure. He has proved to Kenyans that ethnic Somali and a region have a long time been considered as marginalized and underdeveloped. But we are not marginalized, or we have not lagged behind intellectually. And by him in that office, it clearly shows that the Somali name is at the national political arena, and he has carried himself with such strength, energy, and commitment towards improving the life and the existence of the ethnic Somali and the region he represents in parliament, and by extension as the leader of the majority party. Secondly, the Honorable Duale comes from Garissa Township, representing Garissa Township for the third consecutive term in the National Assembly. As of today, under his steward leadership, Garissa has developed. He was able to marshal support and resource allocation and distribution from the national government. He was able to undertake mega projects that has changed the life of Garissa people in general, including connection to the national grid. Garissa has been facing challenges in terms of power. It's now off the hook in that field. Honorable Aden Duale was able to use his position to improve water sector in Garissa through provision of big mega dams, as well as sinking of so many boreholes. In relation to his lifestyle, Aden Duale was able to support the Islamic institutions, which have greatly impacted on the social status of the people of Garissa and the northern region in general.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. The second question is, why do you think that the Jubilee government rewarded Duale for 2 times with this position? And the third most important member of the party, do you think that he was trusted by his bosses or the party at large? What were the rationale behind for him to secure this position as a leader of majority party? Was it trusted by his bosses or the entire party at large by the Jubilee?
Thank you. It's common knowledge that Honorable Duale is not a newcomer to the Jubilee party. Honorable Duale has been part and parcel, and he has been the founding blocks of the Jubilee party. He has proved a point. Honorable Duale has all what it takes to be the majority leader in the House. The office has been created constitutionally, but remember, the occupant of the office is the person who has the ability to show that the great responsibility the party has on the person occupying the office. Honorable Duale supports government businesses or ideas fully, and he does this 100%. He is one of the few politicians in the country who doesn't have supporting agendas or ideas 50-50. He has surprised many times, and also he stands by his words and supports his motion, and most of the time he had his way. He had his way. You can remember the financial bill 2018 was a government agenda which was supposed to pass through National Assembly, and as you will very well understand, the National Assembly members have ganged to shoot down the bill. But with his wisdom and experience, Honorable Duale was able to have his way. Initially, we can remember in the first days when the bill was supposed to be presented, Honorable Duale has played tactfully by advising loyal members of the party to withdraw from the session to reduce the threshold of the members required for the motion to be moved. Secondly, when the bill finally made to the National Assembly, you can remember with the support of the Speaker of the National Assembly, the bill was able to see the light of the day in stormy session, chaotic as I term it, and finally the majority leader and the party in general had its way. It's not by mistake that Honorable Duale was given the second chance. This one comes with commitment. If you are given a job and you satisfactorily or exemplarily perform the responsibilities, then you're expected to be given a second chance. As you can remember, in the Senate, the Honorable Senator Kithure Kindiki, the Senator for Tharaka Nithi County, has been the majority in the Senate, as well as Duale being the majority leader in the National Assembly in the 11th Parliament. Subsequently, after the party met again to power, Honorable Kindiki was replaced with Elgeyo Marakwet Senator Honorable Kipchumba Murkomen as the majority leader in the Senate. But Duale has been given a second chance. This clearly signals a political point that the party is proving in terms of the responsibilities both gentlemen have been given in the bicameral, respective bicameral parliament to push and marshal agenda of the Jubilee Party.
First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Honorable Aden Bono MCA de la Jabula, and also chair of Labour and Decentralized Unity. If you ask me how the importance of Honorable Aden Duale, who is the majority leader in the national government, actually it was really an help in the Somali community. And initially, before we created this position of majority leader, actually as we are Northeastern or we are Somali people, we have really very, very much behind in terms of if you look for other Kenyans, we are very much lagging behind. But actually, when His Excellency Honorable Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is offered this chance in Honorable Aden Duale, we have really going forward in this position. There is no marginalization since we have been and offered this chance to Honorable Aden Duale. And in fact, if I also go through the record of Honorable Aden Duale, who is the member of Parliament in Garissa Township, actually Aden Duale is always agitate the right of the Northeasterns and the right of other Kenyans. It's not a self-center, it's not a self-interest. This is a man who has always looked the interest of Kenya.
Mimi kwa majina anaitwa Dr. Aden Yunus Sheikh Ibrahim, ni regional coordinator wa Northeastern. Nasimamia kwa hii region ofisi ya SUPKEM, Supreme Council of Kenya Muslim. Kwa ukweli ndugu yetu majority leader Mr. Aden Duale ni moja katika sisi, ni moja katika viongozi wa dini, ni right hand yetu, ni mtu sisi kama Supreme Council of Kenya Muslim ama kwa hii region tunategemea yeye sana kwa mambo ya madrasa, kwa mambo ya tahfidh, kwa mambo ya misikiti, kwa mambo ya mashekh wakikuwa wagonjwa. Tunasema asante sana, Mungu alinde, Mungu apatie ibada mzuri, afya mzuri, watoto mzuri. Na sisi kama SUPKEM kwa ukweli kwa national office huko Nairobi, yeye ni member. Tunapata usaidizi, financial advice, mawidha, ushauri, tunapata yeye kwake kwa mambo mingi sana. Kwa hivyo sisi hii region tunasema ndugu yetu Mr. Aden Duale ni moja katika sisi, ni moja katika viongozi wa dini, na usaidizi ambaye anatoa kwa kila wakati. Ni mtu ambaye tunaweza pata yeye kwa rahisi, tukupiga simu kwa rahisi, tukupiga yeye message anajibu haraka, WhatsApp anajibu haraka. Ni mtu kupata kwake ni sio ngumu sana, sio ngumu sana. Kwa hivyo tunaomba Mungu, Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala akue yeye, alinde yeye, na anytime anataka yeye kwa support, sisi tuko tayari kama viongozi wa dini.
And to start with, my name is Hon Aden, and I'm a Garissa youth activist, and I also a youth leader within Garissa. But currently I work with a volunteer organization, doing a volunteer work with Garissa Muslim Youth Organization and acting as their public relation officer. And to go to the point concerning about the leader of majority and in Garissa, like,
how is he role model to the youth of this country?
Yeah, indeed, he is a very potential leader and a very important person within the Somali community, more so for the youth. And he is a leader who is youth friendly, whereby he understands the situation and of the youth, and more so those aged between 18 to 35 years old, and stated and said to be a youth. And he is a role model to the youth in many ways, whereby each and every youth in Garissa who is today willing to join the political field and is at least targeting to be like Duale. And every person and every youth want to leave a legacy like him, because he is one man who is very honest, transparent, and is ready to be held accountable for anything due to the thing he has done within the community and also for the youth.
Kwa majina naitwa Samuel Wahome, mimi ni mkaanji wa Garissa Township katika Windsor. Mimi ile uongozi ya Duale najua hakuna mtu mzuri kama Duale, najua kiongozi mzuri. Kama mimi ni mtu wa bodaboda Garissa, sasa hii najua katika township barabara tumetengenezewa mzuri. Ukiingia Burapunda, Burashek yote ni rami. Ukiingia Gamia Road yote ni rami. Huyo ni kiongozi mzuri sana. Duale ni mtu anajulikana katika Kenya. Yeye ni kiongozi mashujaa na ni mtu kuongea bila uoga. Yeye ni kiongozi mzuri sana.
And that brings us to the end of the documentary. Many thanks to the Hon Aden Duale, majority leader in the National Assembly, and to my old guest, Hon Aden Ismail, Hon Buno, Dr. Aden Yunis, Mr. Abubakar Mohammed, and someone Wahome. Not forgetting Fatuma Ahmed Kousar, personal assistant of Mheshimiwa Aden Duale, Arfon Dakare Karur, constituency office manager, and my cameraman, Isa Din. Until next time, thank you.